But first, New York's marijuana moment as the state signs off on legal weed. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Rana Novini in for Adam. 4 days after Albany lawmakers revealed their bill to legalize marijuana, pot is now legal in New York. Governor Cuomo signed it into law today, tweeting, "Today is a historic day." New York is now the 16th state to legalize recreational marijuana, but don't expect cannabis dispensaries to just pop up overnight. News 4 investigative reporter Chris Glorioso is live in White Plains to explain why. Chris.
Well, it will be months before someone 21 years and up can walk into a store and legally buy marijuana in New York. That's because the state has to build an entirely new bureaucracy, a new office dedicated to building the rules of the road. And that means a store like this, a CBD store in White Plains that would potentially want to become a marijuana dealer, will have to wait. Lots of unanswered questions for potential dealers, lots of unanswered questions for smokers, and lots of unanswered questions for non-smokers who may soon catch their first whiff of legal pot on a New York street.
Now that pot is legal in New York, CBD and vape shop owner Michael Bowers is considering getting into the marijuana business. But he has lots of questions about how this all will work, including the cost for a New York license, insurance, security, and don't forget the product.
You have to have a lawyer, you have to have, fees, you have to pay, for the actual location, you have to pay for the security, you have to pay for inventory, you have to pay for, it's not just, oh yeah, let's just open up a dispensary, let's do it, and then just start off with $10 worth of product.
2 years ago, New York State decriminalized cannabis, but people could still technically be fined for smoking or carrying pot. With the stroke of Governor Cuomo's pen, that all changed. As of today, New Yorkers can now legally possess 3 ounces of pot. New Yorkers can legally smoke a joint wherever tobacco is allowed. But they cannot yet legally buy cannabis because dealers need licenses.
Green market is open, man. We're going to have so much fun with it.
Harlem's Panama Chavis also wants to become one of the state's legal dealers. He currently runs an online CBD business, but he's concerned about the newly established Cannabis Management Office. That'll be New York's pot regulator, deciding rules about drug potency, edibles, and how black and brown business owners are favored under the law.
I do not need someone who is not brown or black making the decisions for brown or black people.
The majority of arrests for marijuana were very clearly people of color in the city and in the state of New York. And so giving access to those who have been disproportionately affected was a huge part of this bill. So again, it's going to...
Senator Jamal Bailey sponsored the decriminalization bill and co-sponsored the legalization bill. He says black and brown New Yorkers will benefit from the cannabis trade, but opponents of the bill worry there are too many unanswered questions.
This is a total disaster. I'm going to say it again. This is a loaded gun ready to be fired.
Long Island Senator Mario Matera fears legal cannabis will encourage more drug use among young New Yorkers, more impaired driving, and even impaired use of equipment on construction sites. He's urging municipalities to use their local control to ban marijuana storefronts.
We need to make sure that our towns are going to be vocal and make sure we do not want these dispensaries in our towns.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving now urging the state to make sure police officers have better training to better detect marijuana-impaired driving. A couple more provisions of this law. There will be a limited number of lounges where people can smoke marijuana legally indoors, and thousands of marijuana convictions will be expunged, cleaning people's records. For now, reporting live in White Plains, Chris Glorioso, News 4 New York.